Hey everybody, Dirili here. Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of the Amazing Shinsengumi, Heroes in Love. We are on Hajime Saito's route on chapter 4, just a little longer. And I'm trying to get this all right in one night, so I'm just going to start right away. You can just sit back, relax, and let me read you a story. After yesterday's events, the Shogun's faction and the Emperor's faction became more radical. The people of Kyoto were affected the most. As the city became more dangerous, the Shinsengumi started to work harder. Thus, people criticized them even more. I was annoyed at their opinions. As I shopped in town, I heard their remarks. I stopped walking.
What's wrong?
Hajime gazed at me with a worried look. When I told him I was going shopping, he told me it wasn't safe and decided to escort me. Always so thoughtful. Even after the Shinsengumi took a hard blow from the riot the other day, I was happy they even worried about a freeloader like me. I was just thinking about Kyoto's future. Sorry. Everyone's working so hard, but I'm so worried.
It is the city you were born in. I understand your feelings.
Oh, I'm worried about the Shinsengumi as well. I'm worried about the Shinsengumi just as much. Please don't do anything dangerous, even if you're trying to protect Kyoto.
Miss Yukimura, I'm happy I can be with someone like you. We're stronger than we've ever been, and we all want to protect the city.
He looked at me with sincere eyes. My heart skipped a beat. I sort of knew why he was doing it, but I pretended I didn't understand. Thank you, Hajime. Let me thank you as a representative of the community.
I haven't done anything to be thanked for.
Well, you've been working in Kyoto and trying to protect it. That's not true at all. The way I powerfully argued with him must have been strange because he laughed a little. I can't believe I'm so happy about something like that. I must be... Hajime had no idea how happy I was and went back to his serious expression.
Let's go back so we won't be late.
I hope an incident like the previous one doesn't occur again. My wish was in vain. Another big event happened. Hajime, Kyoto is... The city is burning. I knew there was a rumor about the Choshu domain preparing for battle, but I never imagined they would be using cannons as well. Everyone was frightened.
I'm going to fight. Stand by at the base, Miss Yukimura. Don't come out like you did last time.
I will listen to him and nod, so he likes obedient women. Is it dangerous? What do you think?
Yes.
They're firing cannons, of course it's dangerous. I understand. I'll wait here. I inferred from his face that the battle this time was on a scale incomparable to the previous one. It's dangerous. I know he's worried about me, but even though it was night, the sky was still red like the setting sun. It can't be dusk. That's a fire. Are the firefighters going out into that dangerous place? I'm sure they don't have enough people. I knew it would break my promise, but I had to protect Kyoto. I went into the city.
The flames are over here too. It's no good. The flames are spreading too quickly. We can't keep up with them.
I heard the screams and shouts of the people. I wasn't afraid. Why do our houses have to be destroyed like this? No, there's nothing I could do if I'm angry. I ran to help the people put out the fire. However, a bucket filled with water wasn't enough to stop the flames. We felt how powerless we really were.
If this continues, our city will.
We have to do something.
Do something? What can we do? Nothing's going to change if you just yell at Chizuru.
The villagers became restless while the flames continued to spread. I'll speak with the Shinsengumi.
That won't solve anything.
You don't know that. I'm going. They saved me when my house burned down. I'm sure they're fighting for Kyoto even at this moment. If they know the townspeople are in trouble, they'll help out for sure. I'm sure they're busy, actually. With hope in my heart, I asked where the Shinsengumi were and went to ask them. Nevertheless, the sights I saw went against my expectations. It betrayed them. Hajime! Why? The Shinsengumi troops were the ones destroying the city and setting fire to it.
Boom!
An explosion shook the ground as it echoed and destroyed a house. Hajime was emotionless as he looked at me.
Didn't I tell you not to come here?
Answer me! Why are you firing cannons at someone's house?
Those are Captain Kondo's orders.
The Shinsengumi are supposed to protect the people, aren't they?
I will follow my orders.
He clearly stated his opinion. I was at a loss for words. Why does he go so far to follow his orders? He should be protecting the people of Kyoto. Ask him for a reason. Why are you following such a cruel order?
Because the Shinsengumi want it to be done. Light the cannons. Fire.
Hajime ordered the cannons to be fired and destroyed the house. A piece of tree flew after the explosion. It fell down and littered the area around it.
Fire.
The cannons were lit after Hajime's orders. In that moment, my body moved before I could think. Stop! I ran in front of the cannons and spread my arms to stop them from firing.
Move out of the way, Miss Yukimura.
I won't move an inch.
You're just going to get yourself injured.
I don't care. I don't care. As long as I can stop the cannons.
How foolish. Don't throw away your life.
I'm fighting as well, in my own foolish way. Hajime sensed I wasn't going to move. He squinted his eyes and looked bitter. This is definitely wrong.
You can't protect the city based on your ideals alone.
I followed suit and glared back at Hajime. He was a man that served the military for many years. His eyes were sharp. There was no way a provincial girl could win against him. But I saw doubt in his eyes. He didn't have his usual vigor.
You are...
Hajime averted his eyes first. I won the staring contest. Hajime, stop doing this.
Why? Why are you going so far to stop us?
This isn't something the Shinsengumi would do. The Shinsengumi I know would protect the people of Kyoto. They aren't the type of people who destroy things. Hajime's eyes opened wide. He lowered his eyes in sorrow. I couldn't say anything more because I knew he was doubtful. All I had to do was wait and believe in Hajime's decision.
Stop the cannons.
In the midst of the echoing explosions, Hajime's calm voice could be heard.
Captain, that means we're going against orders. I'll take responsibility. Extinguish the fires at once.
The soldiers must not have been convinced their orders were justified. They immediately followed Hajime's orders and spread out.
Miss Yukimura, thank you for coming.
Hajime's arms tightly embraced my body. I couldn't breathe very well inside his strong arms. Nevertheless, I gave myself to him. I was the one who went against his decision. I couldn't accept those feelings.
If you didn't come running after me, I wouldn't have stopped. I'm sorry.
You don't need to apologize, Hajime. I'm going to hug him. Hajime was deeply hurt. I couldn't find the right words to say to him. I hugged him back as a sign that I'd accepted his torn heart.
You're very warm, Miss Yukimura. Miss Yukimura.
Yes? His arms held me even tighter, and I had trouble breathing.
I've ruined your hometown.
My chest hurt after hearing him blame himself. It wasn't just Hajime's fault. Hajime...
I betrayed your trust. I am deeply sorry.
Hajime...
Please don't hold a grudge against the Shinsengumi.
He buried his face into my shoulder. I did my best to gently convince him. There's no way I could hold a grudge against you guys. Not against the Shinsengumi, and not against you. I could never hate you.
Miss Yukimura.
Please protect Kyoto from now on.
If you can forgive me, then I'll always protect it.
His face was very serious. I couldn't find the right words. I couldn't show it on my face. There were so many factors, so I didn't realize. This was the first time I'd seen Hajime's inner feelings. I learned how seriously he thought about Kyoto and the Shinsengumi. He suddenly whispered into my ear. His breath surprised me. Yes? What is it?
Just a little longer. Can I hold you just a little longer?
You can hold me a much longer. Okay. I was a little embarrassed, but I slightly nodded my head. He hugged me tighter, and I could feel his heartbeat. If he hugs me any tighter, I'm gonna die. I love you, Hajime, but I need to breathe a little bit. I wonder if he can hear my heartbeat as well. Probably. I became very embarrassed after thinking about it. I was just so glad I could be so close to him. That, and we kept embracing each other until Hajime calmed down. Oh, poor Hajime. I know he's gonna feel tortured about this. He seems very sensitive. Alright, keeping things rolling here. Hope to see you in my next video or in some of my other ones. And I'd be so grateful for any likes, comments, subscriptions, or shares with your friends to show some support. Thank you so much for joining me, and I wish you all health, happiness, and safety. Dirili signing out. Bye-bye, everybody.